country that has been invaded several times is now the most educated nation. A country that shares borders with 7 countries and is 9th largest country in Europe. We're talking about Poland, and this time we're at the Embassy of Poland, and we are not talking about bilateral relations, but we're going to show you a different aspect. So with me, I have His Excellency Mr. Piotr Opalinski, the Ambassador of Poland of Pakistan. And before starting, I would like to introduce my co-anchors. On my left is Fam Nasser, and with her is Nasser Habib. So, Excellency, just as I said in the intro, first of all, thank you so much for giving us your time. I would like to know more about your family. So could you please tell us something about that?
Assalamu alaikum and welcome. It's my great pleasure to be here back in Pakistan. Feels at home and back home because we started, my first tenure started 15 years ago. I was here in the capacity of Deputy Head of Mission. And now I have a real privilege and pleasure to serve as Ambassador of Poland to Pakistan. Altogether, it's about 26 years of our life and contacts in the Pak subcontinent or Mughal Empire area, because I have started with Oriental Studies in Tashkent, and my Uzbek history teachers were always highlighting the importance of Babur, coming from Farhana Valley. And also, in some ways, I was following the footsteps of Babur here in Pakistan, also in India, Lahore, Delhi, and Agra, and other places. Yes, and this is a wonderful area of great culture, great civilizations. To me, I'm still learning. I'm still a student, and it's a great pleasure to be back.
No, thank you so much, because it's definitely very pleasurous for us to have someone who's interested in our culture and history. So yeah, please tell me more about your family and your daughter. And so you have one daughter?
Yes, and one son also. We met with my wife in Tashkent during studies. So when my first mission in Bangladesh was there from 91 to 96, we've been living together already. Our daughter was born in Bangladesh, so she's a Bengali girl, Polish, but also Bengali by birth. She was born in Dhaka. So when she was learning her first words in Polish, she was also learning Bangla from our ayah. And this was very beautiful indeed. Then our 6 years in Pakistan were also very nice and successful. So from now on, I may claim also to be half Pakistani, and also trying to project this real image of Pakistan. The problem with media is that good news don't sell. And here in Pakistan, we have plenty of good news to share.
So we would want to know more about those good news, but before we move on, what does your daughter do? I've heard that she is also a media student.
Right now, yes, it's new media and computer and graphics, and also advertisement. This is the new area in which you excel so well.
Before
my
you
son,
ask about son,
yes,
we can
yes.
formally offer your daughter to be part of Fire Communications.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
As you mentioned, she's a media student.
So please tell us something about your son.
My son was born in Poland, and here during our 6 years he has completed his secondary education. So then that allowed him to also excel in his studies in computer and science in America. So somehow we are all connected by Pakistan.
Also, Excellency, before the interview, you were mentioning something that Polish guys and Pakistani about their marriages. What is that?
Well, I feel that it's first of all our mutual attraction because of beauty of Pakistani men and women, and also Polish women. Always, every Pakistani friends tell that Polish ladies are the most beautiful. So this is true, this wonderful attraction, not only by the beauty of shape of bodies, but also by beauty of minds. We share the same values. To us, families are very important, and also spiritual values very much indeed. So our people find the common language very easily. And nowadays we have, I'm very happy to see growing number of Pakistanis in Poland. First of all, these are the students who brought very new gifts from Pakistan to Poland, because we were traditionally football players, and now the significance of cricket is also growing by the Pakistani students who play for Poland in team. Warsaw Kings is entirely Pakistani team, which is winning the Central European Cup for us in flag of Poland.
So how would you rate, or what is the percentage of marrying Pakistani and Polish people, about their marriages?
I know at least 5-6 cases, and really very successful, doing also very well in business. One of Polish-Pakistani couples is also contributing to our new cuisine, because they brought halal Pakistani restaurants to Warsaw, to my city, and this is also very tasty. People love it. So it's another area of our interaction. It's beautiful Mughal cuisine.
Yeah, it will inspire. This interview will encourage a lot of people to go even Poland. You know, the real friends are when someone is in trouble and someone helps you. That is actually real friendship. I'm talking about Polish pilots' role who fought against India for Pakistan. That is, I don't remember so many countries have done this for Pakistan, physically fighting against India. How do you explain it, this thing? Polish pilots and other staff members fight.
Rightly say that friends in need are the friends indeed. And this was mutual support and friendship because after the Second World War, quite frankly, our forces, Allied forces, were just abandoned. Our people who fought so bravely against Nazi Germany in the UK, they have been just lost without any means of survival. And among them, there were hardened, brave soldiers, officers and pilots who defeated German invading forces. They have saved England and UK. So when after World War II, yes, and Poland became just cut off from Europe by the Yalta Agreement of that time. So Poland became the zone of influence of Soviet Union and Stalin, and Stalin would persecute all those officers who would come to Poland. So when there was a very visionary proposal by the Pakistan Prime Minister of that time to bring those experienced soldiers to Pakistan, it was in 47, 48, when our officers, they took this opportunity for a very honorable role of actually even creating the establishment of Pakistan Air Force.
But that's huge favor to Pakistanis right after the independence, if any European country especially, sending its troops in Pakistan to fight against India.
This was even more personal because Poland as a state became two different blocks, and these people
They came at their own.
Right, exactly. So they become heroes of Pakistan and also heroes of Poland. Today we celebrate and we remind this glorious history of Air Commodore Turowicz and other 30 pilots who contributed to the defense of Pakistan. But also there was a long time secret story about their contribution to even more sensitive programs. Our Air Commodore Turowicz became godfather of Pakistan missile program as well. Today we can very proudly say about that. Right, he was one of the first directors of Suparco as well. And from the archives we find lots of documents which are testimony to their great patriotism towards their new country, Pakistan. And when in our archives we saw that General Turowicz has been approached by some agents from the Soviet bloc who tried to attract him for the cooperation with the communists, he rejected so angrily and publicly. So this was also,
He rejected that offer.
Yes, absolutely, because Pakistan was his home and Pakistan was his country.
And how many were they in numbers 70 or
70 altogether if we count all the airmen, technicians, engineers, because it was a very hard work of establishing almost from zero. Pakistan after partition had just few operational airplanes, so our technicians were also working to upgrade and to build up the new fleet.
70 Polish, they sacrificed their lives for Pakistan. In Pakistan, or did they
Most of them stayed here. There were also other two Navy captains, but this is also a separate story which we are now tracing from the archives. Our journalist came into Karachi and she was so generously granted the access to Pakistan Air Force archives that we have now lots of photographs, documents. We have made some exhibitions as well. Our embassy have sent this exhibition to Pakistan Air Force Museum, where there is already a Hall of Fame for Polish pilots already opened.
I saw your activities. I guess you have found another grave of Polish hero. That's Pakistani hero too, in Pindi, right?
We knew very well about 60 Polish graves in Karachi, Gora Kabristan, where there is also a memorial for Air Commodore Turowicz. But here in Rawalpindi, there is also another memorial place for us where pilot Banach is buried.
Banach.
Yes, and in the film by Polish journalists, Pakistani retired Air Commodore are recollecting the story how Banach was training them. And also, you know, our pilots were very sincere. There were also some other British officers, but the Polish officers, Polish pilots, they lived together with Pakistanis and they trained them very sincerely, passing all the experience and knowledge on Pakistan new pilots, who then became one of the most largest and most experienced Air Force in the world.
Polish engineers, Polish pilots, they not only fought for Pakistan, they trained us, they maintained all aeroplanes, fighting planes.
The main mission was to train Pakistani pilots and pass the command to them because it was a newly established Air Force.
Can you one day take us to that hero's grave so that we can interview you there? In Pindi, I'm special.
Let us also share the pictures, the place which we have recovered recently, and this became also one of the places of our national memory, because these are heroes of Pakistan, but also heroes of Poland. Have been forgotten for about 40 years, but now also the government of Poland is, in our historical policy, is recovering our glory of the past, and also the story of Polish pilots is among the most.
Is Pakistani government supporting you to find all these heroes' memories and to project?
Pakistan is very welcome, and as we just said, you know, we follow pursue the same values. For us, our forefathers' memory is very important indeed. And in Pakistan, the testimony of this great, wonderful attitude is that our graveyards were not destroyed by the city development, which is in many other countries happens naturally. But here, these are our shaheeds. So we preserve these places that we can pray and remember the great history.
That's something very, very special for Pakistanis, your favor. How was Indian reaction after that, right? After independence, India does not, at that time India did not want Pakistan to be so stable, especially in defense. And then Polish, they came here, they sacrificed even their lives. So what was Indian reaction at that time?
From the archives, we know that India officially protested, but this was not decision by the Polish Communist government in Warsaw. It was the decision in their private capacity also. So there is no relation to the government in Warsaw at that time. Poland in those years was part of Soviet bloc, which was supporting India. And also we have a very nice contribution in development of Indians factories, coal mines, peaceful cooperation. Here it was much more important, much more crucial, because you see, we share also the same vision of history. Poland for centuries have been resisting foreign occupations and superpowers. We have suffered 4 partitions of Poland as well in the past. So to us, we know sympathy is with the smaller and brothers in our spirits and brothers in arms.
That is something we Pakistanis will never ever forget, and we will try to compensate it through marriages with our Polish friends.
We have also a very good cooperation in many areas nowadays. Yesterday I had a great visit. I called on a Minister of Information, and she kindly consented to negotiate the agreement MOU on exchange of film production, film materials, and also cooperation in making more exchange of information between the two TVs. Ours is TVP, Pakistan PTV. So we are going to sign the agreement which will allow us to show films like on Polish pilots and also feature films on our TVs.
That's really good initiative, good move. Before moving on, I would like to ask one thing. Polish was invaded several times, or attempts were made by superpowers then. So, but now it's the world's most educated country with the highest development index, all that. So that means any country, I'm talking about Afghanistan, Pakistan, or these countries who have been facing the same thing, one day can be the same.
Absolutely. Our history is also testimony to that the struggle really is leading to a victory ultimately. Because Poland was partitioned for 123 years. There was no Poland on a political map of Europe. But what was giving us hope and uniting us was our culture, language, religion, which kept us together and preserved the national values over those years of foreign occupations.
Excellency, I would want to know that Poland is the 8th largest and one of the most dynamic economies. So what is it doing with Pakistan to make it more sustainable?
8th largest within the EU. Yes, and that's true. Also our size and population-wise, it's more or less 8-9 in Europe. As your friend in Europe, we have also been advocating more cooperation with Pakistan in terms of under the agreement of GSP+. And also, if you look at the political map of geographical map of Europe, you'll see that Poland is exactly in the center of the continent. So it's also logistically very convenient to open the warehouse for Pakistan exports in Poland, from where you can hire trucks or railways to any other country will be the same, equally convenient.
We've also heard that Poland has the best educational system. So how are you maintaining that?
Well, it's been since many years that we attach great importance to science and education, because it's a basis of the further growth for the new generations. So that's why also we have now supported the agreements between the universities of Poland and Pakistan, because this is the way in which you can also most effectively implement the education program, exchange program, for both professors and students.
Okay, so there are scholarship programs that you're offering?
The scholarships are less, but there are many opportunities for the private education right now in Poland. I had also some meetings with Pakistan universities. Some of them signed MOUs with their partners in Poland. The largest ones are Warsaw University, Jagiellonian University in Krakow, and also Poznan University right now. 3 centers in which, by the way, we have very strong Oriental Studies departments, and they are also teaching Urdu.
Oh, that's one achievement, yeah.
And Punjabi.
Really?
And Punjabi.
Yes.
Oh, really? We're not even being taught Punjabi. That's nice. We need to learn whatever language. What is the language of Poland?
It's Polish.
Polish?
Yes.
Okay, so how is it different?
Belongs to the Slavonic group, near to Czech, Slovak, Bulgarian or Russian, and in Roman script. Usually, we don't call ourselves Eastern Europe. Geopolitically, it's now Central Europe, and I'm sure that it this position will show more, central politics and central position of Poland in general in Europe as well.
But is Polish more like English, Or is it like French or what?
Only the script is uniting us with England or other countries, but definitely the language belongs to this Indo-European part of the whole family, which is more near to the east. You know, the most resemblance of similarities between the Indo-Pak subcontinent somehow you find in languages like Lithuanian, for instance. But there are some traces of the common root of our language.
I would also want to ask about the currency. What is the Polish currency?
We have preserved still the Polish national currency, which is zlotys, although accession of Poland into the EU also is involving to adoption of euro as our currency. But so far it's Polish zlotys, and also the result is now that we are spared from some critical problems with the Eurozone, and the prices in general in Poland are less expensive. So our neighbors like Germans, they come for shopping, for services to Poland right now. And also this is a good news for the students that the cost of living in Poland is less than Western Europe.
You're making it inevitable for us to stay here. Too many things to offer women over there.
So, Excellency, in which areas Poland Embassy works in Pakistan?
We are trying all classic diplomacy as well, but what is most important in foreign policy and foreign international relations is economy, of course. We are very happy to see the growing figures of our trade exchange between Pakistan and Poland. The volume is now exceeding 400 million euros. This was less than that 2 years back, but still we are not satisfied with this level, and there is a scope for further enhancement, especially in the areas of energy sector, and also defense production, which if we are successful will bring us lots of good cooperation in future. In the energy sector we have yes, and the Polish companies, 3 of them, are working in the especially gas exploration area. Largest one of them being Polish Oil and Gas Company, which is now going to celebrate 20th anniversary of their operation in Pakistan very soon in May.
Are they working in interior Sindh or southern Pakistan? Or?
Mainly in the Sindh province, they have already made some discoveries and is already operational. So they supply the gas for the local network already.
They are already supplying?
Yes. But still they aspire for more investment. And this is thanks to the favorable policy of Pakistan government that our company also takes this opportunity to multiply their investment, which is beneficial for both sides.
Whatever Pakistan badly need, whether it's defense or even energy, Poland is there to help them. Because energy, we have been facing a huge crisis, and potentially this electricity crisis and energy crisis. So what else you are doing in?
We are also, we hope for more cooperation in the mining sector, because we have vast experience. Since 100 years, Poland is the country exploiting lots of coal mines, which is giving us lots of expertise. We are going to offer not some outdated technologies, but the most modern one, clean coal technology, and
with less production cost, because that's another thing which Pakistan has been facing.
Not only less production cost, but also not threatening the environment.
Yeah, so environment friendly with less production cost. Yeah, I have seen you, Excellency, very active, especially when it comes to girls' education, when it comes to women empowerment. Even I have seen you with Mashal School and all that. So can you please explain your project on these things, girl education and women empowerment?
You know, I feel when we support such a wonderful initiative like Madame Zeba, director of Mashal School, that we are being spiritually enriched by this. Because when you see the lady who is supporting orphans and children who otherwise would become street children. And she provides high quality education, first of all, and also medical and health care for the children. This is such a wonderful work, from first dozens of children now up to 800 children. So she works, it is work of heart. She works as a mother and teacher to them. So really, when I was visiting the school and we were providing for some school books and also materials for education, this is enriching us as well. It's wonderful personal experience to be part of this great initiative.
What else your projects are going on, especially in women empowerment or in these areas, other than
Education also. Education and in some areas in Kagan Valley also. It is not related to any particular group. It's to many ethnic and also remote places sometimes. So this is wonderful work which deserves to be done by any goodwill people.
Excellency, what would you say to Pakistani business community? What are the attraction for them in Poland so that they can invest there?
Yes, the incentives are many. It's first of all a tax policy in which foreign investors in Poland can enjoy a free regime, and also export processing zones, which also, like in Pakistan, we also have in Poland. Poland has also a very modern infrastructure, which is important in case of investment as well. So we have enjoyed the highest number of foreign investment in last decade in Europe.
So there are several things that you can offer to the businessmen over there. Okay, Excellency, I've also read that Poland is the fourth most forested area nation in Europe. So since global warming is a huge issue these days, so what would you want to say about Pakistan? Any piece of advice that you could give?
It is indeed very important to us. Within the international arrangements on climate change, the forests, they play a very significant role, absorbing CO2, and also in Poland, in some areas we have very old forests. It's also part of our tourist offer to see oldest forest in Europe, in our country, with some animals which are probably extinct elsewhere, like zubr, which reminds about bison, American bison. But this is our local contribution to preservation of very rare species and wonderful forests indeed, especially Masurian region, in which it is the country of thousands of lakes, we say. So when I was recently back in Poland for vacations, it was so nice to see the modern infrastructure, which is ecologically very friendly, leading to such wonderful places, lakes, forests, in which I think the people feel, the unity with nature in perfect way.
Amazing, Excellency. So as climate change is going to be with a huge challenge for the entire world, so what else Poland or you in your embassy in Pakistan are doing in this to handle this?
We are also part of the EU initiatives and projects of solar energy and others we are part of that as well.
So other than that, Poland has 4 Nobel Peace Awards prizes. So even after being invaded several times, how is that even happening?
We have even more than there is about 16 persons awarded with Nobel Prize, some of them hailing from Poland, but not always Polish. Some of them being European scientists, like first of all our most prominent France. She was awarded twice with Nobel Prize for her achievements in chemistry, but also there are others, a significant number of poets and writers as well, and in those who excelled in any other areas of science as well.
Yeah. So Poland is actually a model for those countries who are in trouble. One day they can be the most educated country. They can win lots of prizes or whatever, Nobel prizes even. So tell me last thing, Excellency, do you have any business council who facilitates business community in Pakistan? Any business council between Pakistani business community and Polish?
We believe in business organizations which are productive, and not for social matters, but for a real exchange of business. For that reason, we need at least 20 working businesses, working companies on both sides to establish such a body. So far, most of the contacts and cooperations in Karachi and Lahore are coming through our honorary consulates, and also the embassy has a commercial counselor who is assisting. There are no formal bodies so far, but within the contacts growing, I believe that we are leading to a moment in which we can establish such a strong commercial organization as well.
Excellency, I'm very keen to know what does this white eagle symbol represent?
White eagle symbol comes to those years when the legend of establishment of our state says there were three brothers, Lech, Czech and Rus. Rus, this is the forefather of Russia, Czech, the forefather first king of Czechia, and Lech was the first king of Poland. That's why in Farsi is Lechestan, because of Lech. Lech was the name of, and when Lech crossed the mountains, he found the valleys and lakes. In the mountains, by the way, this was the Czech Republic established, so they say that Czech considered that area as the most beautiful for his kingdom, and Lech went into the place where near to the lake there was an eagle nest, and the eagle is a royal bird also, considered to be a great symbol. That's why even from those ancient times, the eagle was considered to be the royal symbol of our kingdom.
So, Excellency, would you like to highlight anything that was not focused by media?
Well, as I mentioned, the problem with media is that good news don't sell. So I would like to say more good news about Poland, more good news about Pakistan, which is country of the most beautiful landscapes, most wonderful people, very friendly, hospitable, and we are sitting in Islamabad right now, just in front of beautiful Margala greeneries. Islamabad is a wonderful city. Unlike many capitals, not polluted, congested, it is the place in which we feel so happily live with families and surrounded by friends. I'm sure that every ambassador here will share the same, that this is a most beautiful, most wonderful place in which we are lucky and privileged to say.
That's a compliment. Thank you so much. Lastly, I would want to ask you about the 14 heritage sites which were on the UNESCO World Heritage Rate. So, would you tell us about any of those 14 which you like personally the most? Poland, definitely.
Well, first of all, I would like to say about Krakow, which is a very ancient capital of Poland, seat of the kings, and also the place to which we usually take our Pakistani friends for sightseeing. Next to it is Wieliczka salt mine, which is reminding me very much about Kura mine, because it's the same ancient place where the salt was being produced. It was as precious as gold in ancient times. So this was the place, this is a place actually now in which you have a fairy tale, picturesque chapels carved with salt. It looks like silver, and also figures carved in salt coming very deep, 600 meters deep. in which also you can stay for some time and breathe the salty air, which is considered very healthy for people. These are the places unique in the world. We are also attracting the cinema producers, film producers to Poland, just for the sake of promotion and seeing how, in which way we could also be benefited both. So far there were some commercials shot in Poland, but we have great cinema studios, most professional ones, and we can provide for making feature films. So if you imagine making H.E. Kahani Muhabbat ke bare mein in Polish, surrounding fairy tale environment, this would bring a very good message about Poland and Pakistan.
Let's get ready, guys. Fire communication is planning that.
Excellency, please tell us something about the Polish festival, because they are very famous in the world.
We are celebrating the same way as Pakistanis, because for major celebrations like Christmas or Easter, it's not just one day, it's 3 days celebrations in which all the family is coming together, and we have lots of good traditional food for that special reason, and some customs are traced back into centuries, like the second day after Easter is called Easter Monday. People pour water on each other, which looks like a kind of holy or similar festivities.
Okay, that's interesting. So are you planning on bringing any of those festivals over here? We could celebrate it with you. Yeah, we could celebrate it. So yeah, Excellency, I would also want to know about the common values that Poland and Pakistan shares.
First of all, we find that we are very much alike in our family lives. Still, well, the proverb which says about hospitality in Polish sounds that when a guest comes, that means God comes. So this means that you have to treat your guest in such a royal way, like we are also treated in Pakistan.
And this is exactly what is said in Pakistan too. The guests are the blessing of God.
Right, right.
Okay, that's nice. And what about the family structure and everything? Like, is it similar to Pakistan?
We used to have also extended family system in the past, but I think that years of wars and foreign occupations were affecting this. So many people were killed during Second World War. We lost 1/6 of our population. 6 million people were killed in Poland. Lots of people were resettled also. We have lost our eastern territories, so lots of Polish nationals had to be moved to our western areas right now. So this all affected the structure of population, but not the values. The values are preserved the same. Even during partition time, these values kept us united together. So that's why Polish society is quite homogeneous and also maybe a little different from other societies in the West. So these personal family relations are really most important ones in Poland.
The common values are definitely making them an ideal couple for each other. Now we know the secret. Thank you so much for your time, Excellency. Thank you so much.
Many thanks indeed.
So thinking that your country is in trouble and is never going to excel is wrong. And here we just showed you an example of it. You can have better education system because you deserve it. Thank you so much for watching.